The Rams, to me, stink. I don't think the Rams are very good at all. They're starting Case Keenum yet again. Eesh. I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. The 49ers, they beat the Rams week 17 of last season. A lot of people don't remember that because they didn't care about the game, and really you shouldn't have anyway. You know, the 49ers, they beat the Rams. You know, maybe one time a year, but they beat the Rams, okay? And Blaine Gabbert, Carlos Hyde, they never played together last season. I think this little duo here could give some teams some fits. I mean, they're not going to win many games after winning 2 games, but I think this is one of the games they're going to win. Take on sports fan entertainment, and man, I tried to tell you to look out for the San Francisco 49ers tonight. They defeat the LA Rams 28-0. Woo! I had this game being 17-16. Looks like I gave the Rams too much credit. Now, let's start with the Rams because, man, they were awful today. I mean, this was an absolute disaster. The worst loss of week 1 goes to the LA Rams. They will be in the bottom 5 of almost every power ranking you see. That's fine. They were already in my bottom 5. Remember, I had the Rams going 4-12 in 2016. You saw why today. And I don't know why everyone is so shocked. Something had to give. The Rams aren't going 7-9 again. It's not happening. Did the Rams get better this season, this offseason? No. They lost a bunch of players. James Laurinaitis, Janoris Jenkins, Rodney McLeod, and they didn't gain anything. They didn't add anything. They lost Jared Cook as well. They didn't add anything. They added Jared Goff, who's on the bench, Tyler Higbee, who's on the bench, and Farrell Cooper, who's on the bench. Who cares? Why are they going to improve? They're not. Case Keenum's their starting quarterback. Why are they going to be good? They're not. Tavon Austin, the guy still doesn't know how to catch a football. Guy trying to catch a football with his hands like this, trying to clap the football like some stupid monkey. Dude, have you ever learned this technique? How have you never learned this technique in your life? Horrible play by Tavon Austin. Guy's not a natural receiver, not a natural catcher. And you can look at his stats and say he did okay. Trust me, look at his intricities. Look at his technique. It's still bad. It's still poor. As a receiver, he's great. As a returner, he's great. As a receiver, he still needs work. Huge work to me. Put him on Green Bay. He's their 5th wide receiver. I truly believe this. So bad game by him. Bad game by the offense. I mean, the offense was terrible. Todd Gurley couldn't do much. 47 yards. I mean, I told you to draft the number 1 overall in fantasy. I'm not backing away from that because 47 yards for a bad game isn't that bad. I mean, it's pretty bad when you're expecting him to do well. But think about it like this. In order to get 1,000 yards in a season, all you have to do is average 62.5. So this is a bad game for him. You're going to have to live with that. Trust me, he will do better in the future. Just hold on for that because this was not very good. And then defensively, issues. I mean, let's start with Aaron Donald. So disappointed in Aaron Donald. I mean, this is a guy we're talking about being a top 5 player, defensive player in the NFL. Guy lost his cool late, threw his helmet down, picked up a couple penalties. Bush League, I wasn't sure if I was looking at Aaron Donald or Ndamukong Suh today. It was that bad. Dude, keep your head calm and cool. Very disappointed in Aaron Donald today. Robert Quinn didn't really show up. You know, ultimately, this Rams defense didn't look good. Trumaine Johnson, Marcus Robertson weren't that good in coverage. Picked up a couple penalties as well. They don't look good, man. The Rams just aren't very good. And just look at the roster. The roster tells you everything you need to know. The roster isn't good. Of course, the Rams aren't good. The coaching isn't good. Of course, the Rams aren't good. Of course, the Rams aren't good. Now, let's get to the San Francisco 49ers. And I had the 49ers going 2-14 before the season. And one of those wins was this game. All right, I knew the 49ers were going to win this game. Guys, they beat the Rams week 17 last season. If you were paying attention, you knew they were going to win this game. Problem is, okay, they won the game, okay? First of all, the good things, okay? The defense looked great. Okay, especially the secondary, so aggressive, so good today. Jimmy Ward, Tremaine Brock, Antoine Bethea, Eric Reed. They were were coming up, making terrific tackles, being so aggressive, being sure tacklers. Jerquiski Tart. I mean, these guys were making nice tackles in the run game, helping solidify the run defense against Todd Gurley. Linebackers Navarro Bowman, Gerald Hodges, Eli Harold. Everyone was bringing it today. Defensive line, DeForest Buckner didn't play that well, but they have some other players on the defensive line play well today. That was nice to see. Defense looked good. Jim O'Neill is coaching them well. Offense, I think it's deceiving. They ran well today, as I knew they would. 150 yards rushing today, that's great. But, man, it just didn't look sustainable offensively. Blaine Gabbert had about 68 yards deep into the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, he ended up getting a lot more passing yards, so he ended up with 170, but it didn't look like a sustainable offense to me. It didn't look like an offense that could win you 6 games. You know, the defense looked really good. It looked aggressive. It looked smart. It looked good, but man, this offense is going to limit this team because the offense looked bad, especially in the third quarter, man. There were stretches they just couldn't move the football. They had like 4 or 5 punts in the third quarter. They couldn't get a first down in the third quarter. So many stretches of just poor play. And, you know, teams are going to, like the Seahawks and the Cardinals in your division, they're going to kick your ass. If you give them 4 or 5 punts in one quarter, forget it. The game's going to be lost. So, you know, I don't think the 49ers are a good team right now. They looked today, I'd say like a 5 or 6 win team, which they were last year. So I'll give them that. But I need to see a little bit more because it just didn't look sustainable for me. And then also, will Carlos Hyde stay healthy? You know, we have to wait and see that. So for now, you know, enjoy your victory. But I think there are still issues ahead for both of these teams. I don't think either one of these teams is going to be good this year. But the good news is for the 49ers, they still have their draft pick. The Rams, they don't. And their first overall pick, their number 1 pick, quarterback Jared Goff, he's on the bench. And a lot of people were crying, put him in the game, put him in the game. Man, I'm telling you this right now, from what I saw in the preseason against this 49ers defense that I saw today, he may have had 4 interceptions and 2 fumbles today. And I'm serious. Good thing they left him on the bench because I think he could have been exposed big time and he'd be on the face of memes today. He'd be on the newspaper. Oh, he sucks. He's a bust. I think they're sheltering him good because he didn't look very good at all. I think he needs to be on the bench. This team's awful and the Rams are going to continue to be awful. And I tried to warn you. You should have believed me. Next time, hopefully, you do. So there you go. What are your thoughts on the game? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and most importantly to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out.